Hey y'all, what's going on? Happy Tuesday. So glad that you could lock in with me today. Let's get right into it. I'm so happy y'all are here. With that being said, I want you to first take a look at where it says a summative makeup exam. And if any point this video stops for a quick second, it's because I got my baby right on the left, so I might need to stop, grab her, and come right back into it. But we're going to press right through. So the very first thing I want you to look at is the summative makeup. This isn't mandatory, but it is an option if you want to get your grade a little higher. This is a multiple choice / text dependent exam that will be applied to your lowest summative grade in the previous cycle 3. Also, I'm going to use this exam score as a method to provide you with credit for two missing formative assignments in cycle 4. Please make sure that you provide complete textual evidence to support your answer selections. This summative exam is 14 questions, and then you have to provide textual evidence for each question. So it totals to 28 question items. The next thing you should look for is soon, and this is like every day, right, is the message from me. I'm noticing some of you like skipping this video and you're going straight into the work, and it's like affecting your grade. So make sure you look at this instructional video first, because it will help you, like legitimately, it will help you. After you look at this instructional video, the second thing I want you to do is go ahead and do the do now. The do now is based on the article that you will be analyzing in your final assignment for me today. So make sure you look at this video, and then the question I want you to ask yourself is this. Let me get in here. So what is the key argument being discussed in the video about the Michael Fay controversy? The Michael Fay controversy. What is the key argument being discussed in the video about the Michael Fay controversy? So you will see that video, and it'll kind of help get you prepared or activate your brain for what is going to happen next. And just moving on along. So after you watch that link, then we're going to get into like the big deal Holyfield of the work. All right, so don't get overwhelmed, right? You only have one assignment for me, but the two things right here, these are supports that's going to help you complete this assignment. So the first thing I want to do is I just want to start in this Google slide presentation, because that'll drive everything to make sure it makes sense for you. So I'm going to click on here. So once I click on here, you will see that today we're like pivoting from the book. We finished it, yes, right? But our next thing we're going to be talking about is we're going to be entering our unit called Justice and Culture. And we're going to be talking about this whole idea of persuasion. Y'all know what persuasion is. It's when you're trying to get someone to agree with you, essentially, which a lot of y'all are masterful at, right? But the key to persuading someone is having a powerful argument. And that means you have to use effective evidence. So some of the effective evidence that I want to draw your attention to is empirical evidence. And this is based on experiences and direct observation through research. Logical evidence. This is based on fact and it's clear rationale. And then you get anecdotal evidence. This is based on like personal accounts of incidents. For our class today, in the article you read today, all your evidence is going to fall under anecdotal evidence. None of it's going to be logical. None of it's going to be empirical. So we're really going to be practicing identifying anecdotal evidence and like analyzing an argument. So if you have did your do now, you already know the key argument that you're going to be reading about is the one that was presented in the YouTube video link. And that's about Michael Fay. Michael Fay is an American teenager. That's very important to keep in mind, because him being American really drives this story of why he feels like he's unjustly being treated. And he's living in Singapore. That's another key fact that really drives this information home. The fact that he lives in Singapore, which is an Asian country right off southern Malaysia, the way America interacts with Singapore is key to understanding this argument. He was arrested in '94 for possession of stolen street signs and for vandalism of cars. The criminal justice system in Singapore sentenced Fay to a series of canings, which is the act of like striking someone several times on the buttocks with a long rattan cane. Amnesty International declared the punishment as torture. So that's where America fell on that position, right? Singapore, however, saw this. They felt like proponents of Keynes pointed out that Singapore has a very low crime rate, while America provides its criminals with cable TV. Hold on, let me go get London. Just pause for the call. Thank you for being so flexible, y'all. I'm back. So say hi, London. London's with me now, all right? So with that being said, proponents of Keynes pointed out that Singapore has very little crime, while America provides its criminals with cable TV. So basically, what sparked this whole huge debate was Faye's father went to the media and basically said this was an injustice his son was facing. So Bill Clinton got involved. I don't know if you remember Bill Clinton, but I remember Bill Clinton. President Clinton got involved and pretty much said that, weighed in and pretty much said it was wrong, reducing his canings, I think, from 6 to 4. But what I really want y'all to focus on, what's the argument being presented in this editorial, right? And can you identify the anecdotal evidence that's in the article? These are the key basic sides of the argument. One side of the argument, they basically are saying that, and I know I'm being repetitive, but I really want to double down on this. The proponents of caning, or people for it, they basically are saying it's okay because Singapore has a very low crime rate. However, people who agree with America's position or American government's position to actually not have canings, they're viewing this as torture, essentially. So the editorial, y'all are going to be assigned, your final assignment output for me is you're going to be analyzing the editorial, and it's called A Time to Assert American Values. It's an article that provides its opinion about a particular topic. That's an editorial. In this particular article, you're going to read the summary or the opinion of the Michael Fay controversy from the New York Times perspective. This article is not going to give you an absolute answer about whether caning is right or wrong. However, you're going to see both sides of the argument, and if you look closely, you'll be able to see where the writer themselves, kind of what their position is of it. And that's what we're going to practice today. What I want to show you here are the key documents you need to complete the assignment. First, this is the Time to Assert American PDF. You're going to open that, and that's going to be your actual reading. And just so you can see how it looks, we kind of went through that on this information on our PowerPoint slide, but it's just there as another resource for you. Sorry about that. And if you go down, you will see the page. You're going to read this. Then read this. Do not do the second read. I already have it into a Word document, but do not use this as your second read. I already have it uploaded into a Word document, which I'm going to show you now. So after you get done reading, I want you to open this up. And this is the activity you're going to do along with your reading. First, you are going to define these 5 vocabulary words. And this is just so you can be familiar with them because they're key words that helps you understand the article. Then in 2 sentences, I want you to summarize the Michael Fay controversy. Feel free, right, to look at your article. Go back and look at the YouTube video to help support your understanding of the editorial. Use both of those resources and then give me 2 sentences on a summary of the Michael Fay controversy. Afterwards, I want you to identify 2 quotes of anecdotal evidence from the article that supports the position of Michael Fay being caned. So you're going to go back in that article and you're going to look for 2 quotes, right? And anecdotal evidence, don't get caught up on anecdotal evidence. Anecdotal evidence just means evidence that uses a story or observation. This whole editorial has nothing but anecdotal evidence. So any type of evidence is going to be anecdotal. So don't let that trip you up. So look at 2 quotes of anecdotal evidence from the article that supports the position of Michael Fay being caned. Just give me the quote in the line, or give me the quote in the paragraph you found it from. After that, you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to do this for a position that does not support the position of Michael Fay being caned. So you're going to, sorry about that. Let me pause again. It's a lot of loudness going on. Hold on. Y'all that don't want me to be great, I got things happening in the background. Got a baby, but we're going to keep persisting just like y'all do. Y'all keep persisting. So as your teacher, I got to show y'all how to persist through, right? So the third question is you're going to identify 2 quotes of anecdotal evidence from the article that does not support the position of Michael Fay being caned. Next, and this is like the part that is going to be the most difficult. However, I put these steps in here to kind of help you think about it. So in your own words, I want you to explain to me this statement. Western countries value the individuals above society in Asia. He said the good of society is deemed more important than individual liberties. This comfortable bit of sophistry helps the governments from China to Indonesia rationalize abuses and marginalize courageous people who campaign for causes like due process and freedom from torture. What I want you to do now is I want you to read this quote more than once and think about what could it possibly mean and jot it down somewhere in the margins. So for me, when I look at this, I'm looking at this quote and I'm saying Western countries value the individual above society. So that means, okay, Western countries probably value individual rights than the rights of society, right? And then I will go line by line and I'm just talking to myself about what I think it means. Then this is the next thing I would do. I would rewrite the quote like on a scrap piece of paper, substituting like words I don't understand for words I do understand, and I'll rewrite it in my own words. That way, it's making you think again, okay, what does this statement mean to me? Then read your interpretation, and then from there, offer an explanation and statement in at least 2 sentences. This does not have to be perfect. The only way it's not perfect is if you don't try. So try at it. Give your best effort, and I promise you, you'll be good. Next, and this is the final question. Now that you explained the statement, what is the author's position on Michael Fay being caned? Does this writer agree or disagree? This is the key to landing this question. I want you to pay attention to the second sentence in chunk 1. Make sure you read that closely. If you read that closely, you'll be able to identify the writer's stance. Again, you're going to have to read really closely because this editorial is written so good that the writer's position isn't going to just pop out at you. You kind of have to read very closely and identify how he's saying things. Last but certainly not least, how does the author connect his statement that America should tell other countries to behave mercifully with the list of American corporations with headquarters in Singapore? So really think about that. Like, what is the connection? Again, I'm going to say it again, but I want to break it down a little further. How does the author connect his statement about America being more merciful, which means to act with more compassion, connected with American corporations located in Singapore? So just to give you a little extra help, what does he ask the American corporations to do that are located in Singapore? If you know that, you can land this question. With that being said, y'all, that is all I have for y'all. I think, let me check. Yep, I think I explained it all. So make sure that you engage with this assignment. And I know I didn't have a turn up song for y'all at the beginning because I wanted to save it for the end. And this is how it goes. It's a little Stevie Wonder. And it just says, I just called to say I love you. I gotta speed up to the part I like. Hold on. This is the part I like, y'all. I don't like that part. Wait a minute. Wait for my. I just called to say I love you. Say what's up to people in London. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you. So with that being said, y'all, I love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Thank you for being so patient as I persisted through some personal challenges of mine. But you know I'm always there for you. Talk to you later. Happy learning. Make today great. Peace.